You mentioned that you got a job in the law library while you were incarcerated. Was studying about the law, is that what led you to believe that you had the wherewithal to fight for your release?
Yes, because from reading case law, I saw other cases from around the country where cases were overturned, where cases were dismissed, where charges were just dropped in the same instance as mine, but that didn't happen. You have to understand, in the first place, in my case, my trial attorney violated my Fifth Amendment rights, which means I'm entitled, we're all entitled to effective assistance of counsel. Effective, not successful, but effective, and I didn't receive that. I had an alibi witness who could have placed me in another part of town at the time the crime was committed, and that alibi witness wasn't brought to court to testify. And that was a violation of my rights, because not only was my Fifth Amendment rights violated regarding the ineffective assistance of counsel, but because I received ineffective assistance of counsel, I also said the fair trial component to my right to due process was violated, which is the 14th Amendment. Excuse me for getting so legal, but I had to learn all this. I didn't know. And we went back to court, but the courts kept saying that didn't matter, but it had to matter. For somebody to place me in another part of town at the time this crime was committed, it had to matter. And the fact that this alibi witness lived less than a mile from my attorney's office, he could have at the very least interviewed her. Now, if he had interviewed her and found her to be uncredible, okay, then now I can understand him saying, I'm not going to use her at trial. He never even interviewed her. Okay, and it's case law throughout the law library. It tells you if an attorney don't at least interview that witness, he doesn't have the information that he needs to determine whether that would be a good witness to call to testify. So he never had the information to make that decision. And that was what my appeal was based on. But the appeals court, they kept saying that was his decision, that was his decision. But it's not his decision. And because he didn't have the information he needed to make that decision by not interviewing her.